Welcome everybody to the second, or never mind, the third day of the Bridon League. This is the last day for Group A, so after this, we're gonna find out who is going to be that one team out of the four who will advance to the secondary group stage. But it is going to be Balkan Bears Corleone versus Moscow 5 International in this best of one. Of course, they're gonna play another best of one straight after this. So, more or less, in this group, it is between those two teams. Moscow 5 so far, they have won 4 of their games, so they only have 2 more to play. So it might even end up as a tiebreaker of sorts in the end. If BBC should win this one and the last of their games, if BBC wins one of the games against Moscow 5 and Moscow 5 of course wins the other, then both teams might end up on 5 wins and 1 loss. So we might even have a tiebreaker match, but that's for something for the future at least. At the moment though, looking at the bans, BBC have removed a Vengeful Spirit and a Night Stalker. I mean, Moscow 5 International, I guess they play Night Stalker now and then, but they're more of the team that just goes like Tusk, Dazzle, something along those lines instead. But Moscow 5, they definitely know what BBC themselves love to run. At the moment, though, I don't think Massacre is there for BBC, but then again, Timbersaw is still a strong enough hero. Broodmother, of course, one of Padrinho's favorites. So, I guess those teams, I think they've kind of met each other in various tournaments as it is, and most likely I do believe they even practice against each other as well, so they know each other, maybe not through and through, but well enough to know just how to take them out of the comfort zone, if even by a little bit. But Brewmaster is the pick for Moscow 5. We'll see if we're gonna see a Tusk to follow up. At the moment though, they are facing a Witch Doctor first pick. So Balkan Bears, I think something like a Tidehunter is highly likely for them to come out as the second one, unless Moscow 5 International go for it themselves, of course. Just Ravage into Death Ward is always gonna be nice, of course. But for Moscow 5, I guess maybe considering something like a Skyref Mage wouldn't be too bad, just because otherwise BBC might go for it themselves. But no, Moscow 5 going for a Lycan instead. They are missing Necroman today though, unfortunately, so there's not gonna be a Necroman mid lane Lycan for us to see. But Moscow 5, yesterday in the 2 games they played, they did run a Pagna, for example, in both games. So I think Moscow 5 might have found like a new strategy that they love running. Although we might still see a Dazzle and a Tusk, for example, in the second phase, unless either of those gets banned out. I think BBC should definitely consider banning out a Dazzle, maybe not the Tusk as much. Especially since Dazzle is a little bit stronger with the Tusk as well. You just get next to somebody, stun them up for a little bit, buy enough time for the Shadow Wave to follow when the units are clumped up around the target anyway. But BBC, do we see a Skyref Mage? Do we see possibly a Tidehunter? I still think Tide would be a pretty good choice for them, just because when you're dealing with a pushing lineup, or when you have to go up against a pushing lineup, it's always nice to have any kind of team fight. Arguably, Tidehunter, maybe he cannot fight as often as Balkan Bears would like, or, well, Moscow 5, they just might come attack like 2 or 3 times during the duration that Tidehunter has the Ravage. For the first time, he uses the Ravage, maybe they defend. Second time they come, they won't have the Ravage, and by the third time, maybe it's once again off cooldown, but it might not be. But Ember Spirit was the pick for BBC instead, so maybe just having a couple of stand-ins mixes things up a little bit. Of course, teams or players, at least on the Balkan Bears side, not all of them are using the correct names. For example, PR4 should be Levi, I do believe. I think at least that it's Levi with or from his profile picture. But Pagna was banned now, so Balkan Bears, they've been seeing what Moscow 5 has been doing, so Pagna is banned out. Of course, Lycan by himself already is pretty damn good for pushing. And well, at the moment Moscow 5 themselves, I don't think Balkan Bears has given away too much with the initial picks. Maybe a faceless Void ban might be decent. I mean, Void is good against Brewmaster, just at least, or even if he is or has used the Primal Split, Chronosphere stops everything anyway. If you can somehow catch the Lycan and make it so that he actually doesn't run and dodge the Chronosphere, which he shouldn't. I mean, Ember Spirit and Morphling are probably the 2 best heroes to dodge the Chronospheres, with a Replicate as well as a Fire Remnant. I mean, Lycan definitely should be within the realm of possibility of just catching him in the Chrono. So, Faceless Void Ember Spirit might be a, well, it might have been a combination. though, banned out by Moscow 5. I guess an Elder Titan wouldn't be too bad of a choice either. Just because Witch Doctor's Death Ward is also physical damage, Ember Spirit's Sleight of Fist the same. So if you can somehow reduce the armor of everybody with the Astral Spirit being there, that would definitely be nice. But then again, up against the Lycan, Lycan's just a hero who almost guaranteed will build a Vladimir's Offering, for example. And that will mean that there's already going to be some kind of armor on the team that won't get negated by that natural order. And of course, AC somewhere along the line definitely might be a possibility, either for the Lycan or even for the Brewmaster. But Moscow 5, well, can't say it's awfully surprising going for a Tusk. And they have to thank their lucky stars that they did ban out the Timber, so that it's not going to be coming out for Balkan Bears. Otherwise, up against 3 melee strength heroes, Timbersaw would have been just a massive pickup. And not only that, Moscow 5, they are rather low on lockdown. And of course, I do have to note out as well that Brewmaster received a tiny nerf as well in 6.83b that came out today or tonight or however you want to call it. It was just a boulder toss damage being reduced from 100 to 50, I do believe. Also, Juggernaut got slightly nerfed, but it is still in the pool. It could still be a viable pick for either side, especially for Balkan Bears now. Crystal Maiden just giving him enough mana to Blade Fury and Healing Ward quite often even. And yes, guy, there is no Wii for Balkan Bears because, well, he's playing with M5.Int, which is Honey, Fly, Wii himself, of course, Pylai Dai, and Excalibur should be. And we should be seeing them in action soon enough as well. They're going to play in the Alienware Cup as well as somebody else. But Juggernaut now will be the pick for Moscow 5. So, as I was talking about it, they are running mass melees. I mean, Balkan Bears themselves could have gone for it, of course, if they really wanted to. I mean, Omniscience is decent, although Lycan's units usually do manage to mitigate some of the damage. But at the moment, they do have the Healing Ward with the Lycan pushing out as well. So Balkan Bears, Crystal Maiden might be just epic fodder for the side of Moscow 5. Lycan eats her up like it's nothing. Juggernaut with the Omni Slash, even Blade Fury. I mean, Crystal Maiden is so damn slow. I do believe starts with 280 movement speed. If you ever buff a Crystal Maiden, just buff her movement speed. That would be already so damn good. But Balkan Bears now, they have their 2 supports. They have what we can expect to be a mid laner in the face of that Ember Spirit. But there will be a Storm Spirit as well, so double spirits. Balkan Bears going for the more aggressive route. Of course, if you can fight into an enemy that wants to push, it's always going to be nice. Otherwise, you might just have to forfeit tower after tower. And at the moment, they don't rely on any big ultimates. The Witch Doctor's Death Ward should be only, I think, 70 seconds as well. Oh, 80 seconds. Never mind. But still, it's a low enough cooldown to fight rather often. And even without that, Paralyzing Cask and Wood Restoration can just prove to be difficult enough for Moscow 5 to deal with. Storm Spirit, of course, can jump in from a long distance. Ember Spirit with the Sleight of Fist. And the thing is that Balkan Bears, if they get this Ember Spirit reasonably farmed, they can even just turtle high ground for quite some time. But then again, Ember Spirit, can he get that farm? Especially if Moscow 5 should get that early advantage. I think Moscow 5, if they kind of manage to win their lanes and just start getting tower after tower, the global gold that they would get from that might just be completely overwhelming for BBC. Because BBC themselves, I mean, they have some of the sustain coming in with that Voodoo Restoration for the Witch Doctor, of course. Other than that, the pushing just isn't really there at the moment. Maybe Ember Spirit can go for the Desolator, but it's not that popular of an item build. Sometimes when you get like really far ahead, super early on, you might go for like first item Desolator. Sometimes you even pick it up later on, depending on what you're dealing with or how reliably you need to be farming with that Battle Fury, for example. But Dazzle is the ban from Balkan Bears, and Moscow 5, I guess they didn't even plan to go for the Dazzle, or maybe even if they did, they recovered really fast having picked up a Lion. Lion, of course, excellent against Ember Spirit, great against Storm Spirit as well, especially should they get a Blink Dagger, and if their pushing works out, that Blink Dagger should come out rather fast as well. So Blink Hex is something that BBC have to be so damn wary of. Of course, other than that, I guess there's only Snowball and Earth Spike, so Moscow 5, they're not that lockdown heavy, even with the Lion being there. But if they catch somebody with the Hex of the Lion, that certain somebody might just die immediately. But whoa, BBC going for an Undying as their last core. Not too sure if this will indicate an aggressive tri-lane with Witch Doctor, Crystal Maiden and an Undying. But I would expect that to be the case. I guess Undying can be like solo offlane, or they might run dual lanes with Witch Doctor Undying offlane. Maybe Ember Spirit mid against Lycan, and then Storm Spirit safe lane with Crystal Maiden helping out a little bit on the safe lane, but mostly jungling. But I have to say, quite a greedy lineup. Especially if the Crystal Maiden is indeed in the jungle. If they go for an aggressive tri-lane, it's maybe a little bit less greedy in a sense. But we'll see how Moscow 5 play this. I'm not even, I think Lycan should be mid lane here with Juggernaut being that safe lane farm, leaving the Brewmaster to be off lane, unless they themselves want to go for an aggressive tri-lane. And with just a snowball into Ice Shards, into the Blade Fury being there, getting pretty much full value, they could get some pretty easy kills. But as well, Sunin will be extremely happy, because we have the first pause of the game already. It's kind of a customary pause, or start of the game pause kind of, but I'm gonna introduce the lineups anyway. So starting with Moscow 5, as they have their full 5 players who have their heroes picked up. Slander will be playing the Brewmaster with PGG on the Lion, Axmo to be the Lycan with Screen, as always on the Tusk, and ZXC will finish their lineup on the Juggernaut. As for Balkan Bears, Bear Force, who should be Levi, is on the Crystal Maiden, leaving Padrino on the Undying. Yapsor plays the Ember Spirit, leaving Yeaser Dota to be the Witch Doctor, and Ritsu, who just picked up his Storm Spirit, will be finishing the Dire side. So they are ready. Looks like Moscow 5 are as well, with a straight unpause. They don't even say anything. Good luck, have fun has been called, and well, hopefully it will be good fun. Indeed. The moment though, looks like ZXC heading towards the offlane, so that aggressive tri-lane probably will be coming out. Can't say it's all that surprisingly. Moscow 5, yesterday they ran twice an aggressive tri-lane with a Pugna in there. Or are they really leaving ZXC solo? No clue yet. Slander, he's heading towards the bottom side. Even has a rune just to be safe, because they don't know either whether BBC themselves want to go for an aggressive tri-lane, and if they do, definitely Slander would want to have some vision around this area here, kind of, to make sure you know where the supports are rotating and when they're trying to come to get the kill on you. Rune, not too sure if it will go in the favor of Moscow 5. They are there as free, but then again, BBC, they have a lot of heroes around the area as well. But this Observer Ward will see them coming from a mile away. So don't think BBC can surprise them unless they just somehow magically manage to run past this tower without Moscow 5 noticing, but I don't think that's gonna happen. If they had tried to go, well, at the moment I guess they were trying to make sure that their own jungle doesn't get warded. But had they come this way, just come from this area and try to backstab them, because at the moment, with there being 2 bounty runes to spawn, it is quite common for, well, really anybody to be camping here for the rune. Bounty rune does give you 100 gold and 100 XP from the first level and all. There's the second pause of the game. Axmo does disconnect. Hopefully he didn't crash, but he just needs to reconnect for some reason. If he crashed though, gonna be fun times. I mean, Moscow 5 yesterday, first game, we had massive delays. A little bit of throwing involved, although Moscow 5 won in the end anyway. But looks like today, not going any better, and it's the stand-in as well having troubles. Oh god. I just don't know how it's possible for every game, more or less, to just for somebody to get screwed. And well, look at Tusk. He has a pretty massive just boxing glove on his hand. Although it's probably a like normal glove to survive the Arctic winter and everything. It sure looks like a boxing glove. The other hand, not so much. See, he even has like for his 2 fingers, or well, he has 2 fingers and a thumb. Thumb is also a finger, but here it's just a boxing glove. So he's ready to just go try to bash some heads in, but the glove will make it so. Well, to be honest, the enemy should feel a pretty huge impact as well. but you yourself, your hand will get less damaged. Of course, the enemy takes a little bit less damage as well, but probably the ratio of you kind of saving or making your hand less vulnerable overweighs the, or rather the damage the enemy takes is higher than, I don't even know what I'm getting at. I just got myself confused right now. But no idea, nobody's even saying anything, like whether he's coming back, whether somebody crashed, and that's kind of a trend. Never share information about disconnects and pauses. I don't know why that's a trend, or why the admins aren't like, what the hell is going on, guys? Oh man, you are lying. Quesalupa. You're saying that it's been 10 years since PGG was a good player? That is a filthy lie. PGG yesterday got a rampage on this hero, the Witch Doctor. He got a rampage on a support Witch Doctor. Aghanim sceptered up and everything. So, second boss, still lasting. I said that there will be a minimum of 3 pauses. I was hoping it's not going to be the case. It was more as a joke, but... well... my god. I guess you cannot escape pauses if you want to cast or play a game of Dota. If this was a pub, there would already be like 3 unpauses and 3 extra pauses, if not more. In some pubs there are actually, people have manners, they're waiting, but nobody is gonna wait for an unreasonable amount. And well, Yapster is like, yeah guys, what the hell is going on? Finally, somebody speaks up. I would totally ask it every freaking time after the pause has lasted for 1 minute with no information. I would literally just ask it 1 minute after every single time, but it is considered rude or unnecessary for casters to speak for the most part, so here we are. But internet issues, that's like the worst freaking answer. It's like, he has issues, who cares if it's internet issues? When are they gonna get fixed? Are they gonna get fixed? Are we gonna have to have another remake for Moscow 5 to get in another stand-in, just like it happened yesterday? So, something more, just give us something we can work with, guys. What kind of issues? Did the router blow up? Is your internet just crap? Who knows? Okay, at least somebody's in the water, so I can go. Oh, can I go? Yes. Night vision, guys. Night vision. I wish Dota looked like this all the time. If somebody is a master of the console of Dota, and if this is actually doable, let me know. It would be so much better than the fog and everything. You just lose the fog. Get much more visibility here. And it looks clearer as well somehow. Probably because the fog is missing, of course. But look at the trees. At the moment they're like... well, I'm gonna try to zoom closer to the trees. So if I zoom this way, can I... can't get past the trees. But even a little bit closer up, the trees aren't that great. Okay, so if I zoom out from you, I'm gonna see the trees, right? Yes. But they aren't, to me, they're not looking half as good as they are from the water. So just imagine being close to a tree and in the water. That would be like perfect. And we're gonna need a remake. I'm so happy right now. So happy. So we're gonna rehost. Leave game. At least admin is ready to host it, I do believe. Same password, everything, even saying in the Skype group, all should be fine. Come on guys, you can do this. I believe in you. Oh well, maybe the admin wasn't around, but the players left anyway, and well, if they need a remake, they need a remake. It's just a matter of time before the admin will actually notice that this is going on. But my god, just Moscow 5, they are plagued with issues. Yesterday the same. Got into the game, then it was Slander actually having issues and them having to remake it a stand-in. The stand-in worked out fine for them. They got themselves... oh, what did they get? QQ was there. For the second game, Arsart was standing in. They won both of them as well, of course. I guess they were the favorites anyway, up against Yellow Submarine. But... We'll see who's gonna be the new stand-in for them, or whether maybe, just maybe, Necroman is even back to play the Lycan himself, but with him not joining the lobby immediately, I'm afraid that might not be the case here. So Levi at least wants to know what actually happened, like what was the reason, was there a good reason for this? Although then again, as he hasn't joined the lobby, I guess, yeah, his internet shut down completely, another stand-in is coming. Oh wow. Moscow 5, they just can't get some slack. So who's gonna be the next stand-in? Are we gonna see Arsart once again? Oh, it's Mantis, so unless it's just a guy named Mantis, it should be a player from X Game KZ. Next KZ, if you don't know who X Game is, but they've been named X Game for God knows how long already. But now, can we actually get this show underway? Maybe, maybe not. As well, come on guys, do this. So JD Clarks is a caster, yes. Who would have guessed if he's in the broadcast slot? God damn, I hate pauses. But we had 2 pauses. But if we get a new game and it's paused, does it still count as the same game? I mean, I guess we haven't played another game in between. But would it count as new pauses? Or if we get like 1 pause, would it be the 3rd? I think it would be the 3rd. That makes more sense. Because, well, it's the same game after all. Just, we had a remake. Hopefully they put it on all pick. If not, of course, the draft doesn't take that long if everybody knows what to pick and ban anyway. And sometimes the teams request it actually getting through that way. Although everybody's loading in, it's in all pick as well, so I guess neither team really wants to go for some massive movements like level 1 Roshan's or something like that, because in all pick the creeps, I do believe, spawn earlier than they do in Captain's mode. Then again, some kind of patch notes, I think they might have changed something with that, although not entirely sure about it at the moment. Everybody though has picked up their heroes. Looks like no mistakes were made this time around. Yesterday PGG managed to pick up a hero that belonged to the enemy side, so we had to have another remake. At the moment, we're just gonna have to wait those 47 seconds and counting. So in about 40 seconds, we can maybe, just maybe, get this game underway. One can always hope, can't he? I'm definitely hopeful of this situation. So it's going to be Mantis. Mantis hopefully won't have any internet issues, or Slander won't fall out of the game like he did yesterday or something like that. Of course, there's always a chance that Balkan Bears themselves might find themselves in a bit of a pickle when one player gets disconnected. It definitely has happened beforehand. So 6 seconds left. If they pause now straight away, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm gonna do then. Probably absolutely nothing. Just keep on talking absolute bullshit. But guys, this is a best of 1 series between Moscow 5 International and Balkan Bears for the Bridon Open Cup. It is the group stage and only one team can advance from this group. It's most likely going to be either Moscow 5 or BBC. So the games between those 2 teams are extremely important. They played 2 best of 1s and in a row as well, just because they did manage to schedule it somewhat luckily. So it's gonna feel like kind of a best of 2. But on paper, these are going to be 2 best of 1s. Of course, the overall prize pool for this tournament is going to be $8.9 thousand. So quite a lot of money on the line for the teams. If you're the one to just advance from your group, your chances are suddenly a hell of a lot higher to actually advance properly as well, or get into the prize money. But looks like Moscow 5, they're going to stand in the same exact position. BBC went for the same kind of movement as well. So they're not going to change things up at all, more or less. But can they get back to the lanes proper now? I mean, at the moment, you can see the creeps are about to spawn, just because the old pick has a lower respawn for the creeps. Or not respawn, but the creeps come out a little bit faster. I guess they're probably going to make it there in time anyway. They're just gonna go check the rune, which is gonna be picked up by Slander, so he gets 100 extra XP. The same for Mantis as well, getting a little bit closer to his bottle if that's the first item he does want to go for. Who knows though, but I would think bottle, I guess you can try to finish the Ring of Basia as well, but it depends on what your plans are. But he's going to be facing a Storm Spirit, so maybe not the greatest of lanes for him, but then again, top lane there's gonna be actually Undying together with Crystal Maiden, maybe not gonna even do that bad against the Trident of Moscow 5, although it can be extremely aggressive. I mean, just Snowball into Earthspike. Well, there's the Snowball coming out onto Bridon immediately. It does catch them as well. Blade Fury to follow, and it's gonna be a guaranteed first blood. Or is it? No, the Decay keeps him alive a little while longer. He's gonna survive. Oh man, Decay onto 2 heroes. ZXC of course was Blade Fury, so he was not affected, but look at the counter damage they did as well. That was pretty damn massive. Crystal Maiden, Crystal Nova of course, even reducing the attack speed by a little bit. So, Undying, I guess he's a pretty damn hard hero to can cut suddenly 8 extra strength to just keep him alive. Good stuff coming out. And we have a pause, so that's the third pause, guys. Let's keep counting pauses. I have no idea what the reason is, but he said sec, so at least his PC doesn't seem to be crashing or anything. But Moscow 5, when do they try to go again? That's the question. Actually, Juggernaut, he got nerfed as well, I do believe. Omni/Slash range got nerfed. From 450 to 350. So, no first blood quite yet. We'll see how long Crystal Maiden can just keep the Undying alive. I mean, the Crystal Nova will be kind of nice all the time, I guess. Attack slow, 30 attack speed reduction early on as well. Definitely not to be underestimated. Just about 4th of the attack speed of every hero. Lycan mid lane. Does he have his bottle coming out already? Yes, he does. Ritsu though didn't go for the bottle rush, even started with a null talisman. I guess he was expecting or was hoping to put a lot of harass onto Lycan early on, just to make it so that Lycan won't get the fast bottle, but Lycan, well, just started with a Ring of Protection and shared tangos. Of course, getting the bounty rune definitely helps out as well. So go has been given from Balkan Bears now. As Brewmaster, he's facing a dual lane as well, but Ember Spirit and Witch Doctor, it's maybe not the scariest, but until Brewmaster gets level 6, he's gonna have to play it somewhat safe still. Ember Spirit though, before he gets like level 3, I don't think they can really go for a kill. If both Witch Doctor and Ember Spirit are level 3 though, a nice Paralyzing Cask with just maybe even a Maledict being there, Searing Change and the Flame Guard, it should be enough to get a kill. Of course it depends on how they initiate as well. If the Paralyzing Cask gets only the single bounce, and if the Ember Spirit uses the Searing Change, and Brewmaster kind of waits the Searing Change out, then goes for the Thunderclap and slows down the Ember Spirit, you might just be able to run away because you're gonna be, or you will have slowed the enemies, whereas you yourself can run at max movement speed then, or well, not max movement speed, but your own max, so you won't be slowed down or stunned, of course. But we are still paused. Moscow 5, they... Oh, never mind. Okay, they need another second. My freaking god. Oh. This day is not off to a great start. So 45 minutes ago, guys, is the time this game should have started. And I think, including the draft, I've been talking to you for about... maybe about 30 minutes, I'd say. And out of that, I guess the draft took like 10 minutes. So there's been 20 minutes of remakes and pauses and me just kind of killing myself. But I have to agree with chat here, saying that Undying is a total trash to pick as a carry. So I guess it's not going to be a carry per se, but it's just something to fight really early on into Moscow 5 with the Tombstone, with the Decay as well. And they want to go aggressive, and I guess Storm Spirit and Ember Spirit, with the help of the hidden carry, the Death Ward from the Witch Doctor, they can still fight reasonably late into the game as well, I think. But game finally gets unpaused. Thank baby Jesus for that. But Screen now coming into the mid lane. Of course, they were spotted out by this Observer Ward, or at least somebody should have seen them. And are they gonna just back off? Sure, looks like it. They do scout out Levi though. with this observer ward here. So nice vision coming out, and Levi definitely 100% an easier champ than the Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden is staying rather far back at the moment. Yeah, Moscow 5, they don't have vision of him. They might try to go for Padrino anyway. They do have the Earth Spike. It's only level 1, a 1 second stun, but they might get the kill. There's the Tombstone. It's level 1. Padrino, he's so low on mana, no decay, and well, the first blood goes the other way. Lion, he just melts. Tombstone did some of it, but Frostbite plus Crystal Nova. Now the zombies chasing down screen as ZXC uses the Blade Fury. Is he gonna be able to escape though? Decay, not enough mana, and PGG comes back in as well. Padrino, oh, the Earth Spike lands on both! I would have thought that Crystal Medium can stay out of it, and that actually cancelled the clarity. So until she's level 3, won't have that Arcane Brilliance, Arcane Aura, yes. Arcane Brilliance, different game, used to be at least. Maybe still is, I don't know. Slander bottom lane though, up to 4 last hits, so not doing that well, but of course up against the dual lane it's kind of to be expected that you won't get the full last hits. As long as the Brewmaster gets levels, he's gonna be rather fine. You can just start making so much happen with the Primal Split for your team. Primal Split in the early game is kind of like, oh, I win team fight, or at least I make the other team back off for a little while, but TP's back to the top lane. First blood was thrown by BBC, so this try versus dual lane not working out all that great so far. Slander also harasses Yapster a little bit with a Thunderclap, but he has tangles, he has a healing cell. If needed, Witch Doctor can pop that Voodoo Restoration as well. Mid lane though, completely neck and neck. 18 and 4 up on the Storm Spirit, 19 and 3 now on Mantis, who has himself a haste rune. PG runs past him as well, but he's so slow, 290. I guess still not quite as slow as a Crystal Maiden would be. Yeah, Crystal Maiden does start with 280, but does have boost thanks to the kill that they got. It was even her getting the first blood as well. Now those Green and PG, the weirdest thing is that they're coming around, rotating without any wards, but then again, it might be a success. I don't think this ward, yes, slightly out of vision. Now they do see them and they're gonna back off in time, so that rotation will accomplish nothing else, but just maybe guaranteeing Brewmaster a little bit more farm. So yeah, I don't know what Moscow 5 is planning at the moment with just the way they've been roaming around. Lycan is the only one who's farming well, the others almost not at all. I mean, Juggernaut has 2 last hits, 2 last hits! They went for an aggressive tri-lane, yet they're kind of getting owned there. Just giving away the first blood like that was maybe too much for them to handle. Definitely underestimating the power of an early Undying as well, and even the Crystal Maiden and Crystal Nova definitely helping out. Now though, they have the Arcane Aura. Padrino can go a little bit more aggressive as well, because he has a little bit more mana to spam out with. Might even go Arcane Boots, if he gets enough gold for it. Did pop down the Tombstone, just to start applying pressure to the tier 1 immediately, so maybe try to force one of Moscow 5's, if not both of the supports, back to the top lane once again. So they're effectively not shutting down every single lane, but they're doing their best to just make those lanes suffer. Bottom lane though, we have a TP coming in. It's the Crystal Maiden, but look at PGG's positioning. He's way in the backline screen. He has half HP, but they don't know Levi is there. There's the Hexto coming out. Levi waiting for it. There's the Frostbite, but the Snowball will follow. Nice Earthspike as well. Yapster, he goes down. PGG will lose his life in return, but are we gonna get some more kills? Bear Force, Levi does have another Frostbite. He's gonna use it as well. They're gonna move and right click, Thunderclap connects, and he should be fine with the healing cell, which gets cancelled, but Drunken Brawler, a few misses coming out, so he's gonna be fine. And yeah, they 1 for 1. Still favoring Moscow 5 because they did get that core kill. Undying though picks up our game boots. He's just harassing the Juggernaut. Doesn't really care about Juggernaut having Blade Fury at all. He just outrun them if need be. But Slander and Screen, they have to go a really long way back to home. Then again, Brewmaster, his bottle was empty anyway, so he might have just wanted to go, or at least Bottle Crow at one point. So yeah. Storm Spirit. He's going for a straight off Orchid by the looks of it. Definitely a good item to have up against the Brewmaster, as well as the Juggernaut, even against Lycan, if he doesn't have the Shapeshift already activated. If he does though, there's no point to go for it. Ice Shards. Yep, sure, not yet level 6. So there is no, or there are no remnants for him. Thunderclap, Slander farming up, ZXC once again just harassed by Padrino. The Tombstone is down, he's level 6 as well, 2 points into decay, 3 into the Tombstone. Easy farm for him. Tower, still it's gonna be, or gonna take quite some time for the tower to actually go down. The creeps are coming in. This tombstone might even get like... Well, never mind, it's not gonna get even 1 second worth of value from the next creep wave. But 7 minutes in, Lycan is the highest farmer in the game. But yeah, so he's gonna get slowed down. Overextension, Ice Shards will come out as well. Paralyzing Cask is there. Nice Maledict. But it's not gonna be enough. Paralyzing Cask will land on the door. Oh my god, the Searing Chains. He will survive against all the odds. Slender now. Few more ticks of Maledict. He's bottling up. He's gonna survive. Another Thunderclap into Yazer Dodo. Witch Doctor will survive though with the magic tick and well. Brewmaster will not. If he had just kept on running, he would have been fine. And now PG will be the next to fall. Frostbitten up. Paralyzing Cask. One more right click comes out from Yazer Dota. 4-1. BBC just having a ball. Mid lane, Storm Spirit had to escape Mantis. I don't even know how that happened, especially without Mantis using the ultimate, but well, Ritsu was backing off for a little while. And now has his bottle again. We'll try to slow down the push. As bottom lane, everybody is so low on HP, but finally some of them will back off. Do we? Oh, never mind. There's a level 6 for Ember Spirit now, so he's gonna back off. Maybe leave a Remnant, go all the way, TP home, regen up, and come back to the Remnant. But 7 to 8 minutes in, Lycan number 1 in net 4. But look at the what? Moscow 5, are they running a solo core? Is everybody else a support? Sure, feels like it if you look at the net worth. There's already a 3k lead as well in net worth, about 2500 in an XP. So Balkan Bears, so far it's looking good, but can they keep it up? They don't have the greatest push, so even if they get the kills, as long as they don't get objectives, it doesn't really matter. But oh, never mind, Remnant out, Earthspike, Tattoo later. Easy escape for Yapsor. Now more TPs coming in. Do they want to or engage themselves? Snowball is formed. Yapsor, does he have another Remnant? Yes, he has now, but well, never mind. He gets it before the Earthspike. There's the Maledict, lands on 2. Yazer Dota. I think it's gonna go down, especially with the Primal Split coming out. So they get the 1 kill. Maybe catch up to another Storm. Panda didn't use the Cyclone. He went for a right click instead for some reason coming out of the Windwalk. So it could have been done a little bit better, but they get the 1 kill, so it's better than last time around, I guess. Ritsu in some trouble settings. He has the Juggernaut ultimate. He's gonna pop the Omni Slash. Yes, he is. And Ritsu, he goes down. That's a huge kill for the Juggernaut. Suddenly jumps up in net worth by about 300. Bottom lane though. Now Tombstone is down. Bridon gets stunned up. But do they really care as Mantis? Even if with double damage, gonna have to escape. Soul Rip. Oh god, PG. He gets Remnant Bomb. Yaps are hexed up. But can they get some more Searing Chains already if they can just catch up? Zombies, slow down Slander, Searing Chains. Thunderclap did come out on 2. But it is a 2-for-1 across the globe. With the Storm Spirit dying now though. I guess Tusk trying to TP out might even be successful. Searing Chains on cooldown, never mind. Decay, too strong. Look at how tanky he is. He has what? 5 decay stacks on him at the moment. He's going for that Crimson Guard next. Definitely nice against the unit-based Lycan. As well as even just Juggernaut, who usually pumps out quite a lot of physical damage. So 3-7 is the kill score now. I guess with the 1 kill, especially on the Storm Spirit as well, or well, I guess 2 kills in the end. They do pull it back a little bit now, BBC. They do just take back what was lost. Also the tier 1 tower top lane, Ritsu wants to get that down, and knowing that Juggernaut doesn't have the Omni Slash, you can just feel rather safe as a Storm Spirit in all fairness. But Crystal Maiden now, he is so screwed, or is he? No Tranquil Boost, never mind, like I'm not gonna follow up under the tower. No Shapeshift, no win, I guess. Crystal Maiden definitely wants those Tranquil Boots, unless he wants to finish the urn first. I mean, both are fine items, of course. Yapsor though has to be careful. As Ritsu jumps in, wants to go for a screen, or does he? Never mind, just wasted some mana as well. Now Levi, he's gonna go down. The Wolves, in the end, still too strong. Funny enough, the Wolves had 3-2-2 movement speed under the effect of Crystal Nova. So 4-7, Moscow 5 looking a little bit better now, at least. Even the Witch Doctor isn't surpassing the Juggernaut, and Juggernaut actually has caught up rather well. Has had the free time top lane because Undying wrote it out from there, and they're even gonna get the tier 1 mid lane. Ritsu not gonna go for the deny. Way too late for it, although they might go for the jump screen. He's gonna be in trouble as Mantis. They don't even try to go for that kill. Snowball is formed before screen dies. Earthspike from the low ground is Yapsor. He's gonna give chase, and I get some massive lag. Okay then. Oh! What's up with today? First the pauses, now getting disconnected from the server. Hopefully it's gonna reconnect. Probably gonna be missing some kills, but today, guys, today is not meant to be. What can I say? Dota gods hate me. I don't know. What have I done wrong to Dota, man? I've only just cherished and loved you. Gods work in mysterious ways, guys. If you believe in them, they shit on you. If you don't believe in them, they shit on you. Okay, so it's fine. It's fine now, back in the game. I think we may not have missed a kill at all. Maybe one kill. Not entirely sure. Might have been 4-9 before as well. But it being 4-9, Lycan still the highest farmer, up to 2.3k gold. I would expect the Necrobook to come out just because I think Lycan is most effective with that. And all having said that, that is the Necro level 1 finished. Necro level 1, in some cases, usually I don't like it being used even, but the Absolute doesn't get the Flame Guard off. Immediate Hex to follow the Snowball, and that is the power of this combination. Even the Omni Slash to make good use, but Crystal Nova lands on 4. Padrino will get Walrus Punch though. He's going to get the Tombstone down, a couple of decays as well. He's pretty damn tanky to be honest, almost went down, but they get Mantis, no Shapeshift. Now there's the Jump Ritsu, gets one, ZXC will be next, Healing Ward. Will get killed, and no Blade Fury means easy kills, so they get the Ember Spirit, but with a double damage, Storm Spirit takes revenge and takes it big time. 4 heroes down. Ember Spirit at least isn't farming up all that great, so that's good for Moscow 5. I mean, Juggernaut has surpassed him now. That's actually a pretty huge sign for them, but them losing a tower, definitely not that great. I mean, BBC, they don't have that great of a push, but them being even with Moscow 5 on towers at the moment is a good sign. As Lycan has himself a Necrobook level 1, but like I was about to say before that engagement, sometimes Necro level 1, it's not even worth using it, just because they're so damn squishy, they don't do all that much damage yet, so they may just end up feeding a lot of golden XP to the enemy. You're definitely gonna have to be a little bit just wary of when you use it. At the moment though, it's going for the push, there are no units there, no heroes from BBC to stop it, so in this case it's fine, as long as where TPs come, he's gonna make the Necrobooks back off, but at the moment they just get the tower with ease. The glyph wasn't even used, or maybe it was on cooldown. I guess it might have been on cooldown from the top push. Yapsor though, has the drums, has the face boots, still not doing that great, but as long as he gets like a 23-minute Battle Fury at least, it's gonna be fine for him. Mid lane though, PGG, still not level 6, 5 minutes in. He's so close to it as well. He's gonna get it right now. And with this, it might be just X, Hex, Earth Spike, Finger of Death. Although, Ember Spirit, thanks to the drums, he should be just tanky enough to survive that. But look at this Freeman smoke, ending up in absolutely nothing. BBC, of course, one thing they are lacking at the moment is any kind of minus armor. For example, as Crystal Maiden, he's gonna go for the Hand of Midas. Guaranteed farm, guaranteed levels. Definitely not a bad choice, I think. And whoa, 40 minutes in, Ritsu has himself the Orchid. It's gonna be such a surprise to Moscow 5. At least I think it's going to be. Ritsu not going top lane. Doesn't even carry a TP. Doesn't have enough gold for it. Crystal Nova. Oh god, Levi, don't show yourself slander. Thunderclap catches one, but Bridon might be able to survive. Nice Soul Rip into Bear Force, but with the Walrus Punch, they will secure the kill, even though if it's a little bit late. Omni Slash is still ready. Paralyzing Catch comes out with Ritsu. Does he have the silence? Yes, he does, but will he have enough damage to get ZXC down? As Yapstar, he has arrived. Nice Blade Fury, but one more right click. It will be the end of ZXC. Slander is gonna be next. Primal Split on cooldown. Even a Death Ward spent from Yazer Dota. They do get the tower down. It wasn't denied, but they lose 3. Then again, Mantis, he's doing some work, split pushing. And with this tower, if he gets the last hit for it, that should be, or I think it's gonna be a little bit short, but more or less be a Necrobook level 3 finished. And 16 minutes in, having a Necro level 3, that's ridiculous levels of farm. And already even pressing the tier 3, knowing the BBC more or less used all of the TPs to get to top lane. Crystal Nova will come out, so he's not gonna get that much damage done, but well, just straight TP out. I guess he saw the Frostbite. Oh, Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, a millisecond too late by Yapsar. So now drums at least are done on Juggernaut as well. So they have more or less the exact same items. Although Ember Spirit has picked up a Blade of Alacrity, so go for a Manta style instead. Definitely a build that has been increasing in popularity. Usually though it's up against like Puck's Waning Rift or maybe Skyriff Mage Ancient Seal to just be able to Manta style yourself out of the silence. I guess you can try to just split push a little bit better with it, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if it's the best kind of pickup for him. Battle Fury just allows you to farm that much more. And if he doesn't go for Battle Fury, if he does not find those crazy levels of farm, they're gonna have to rely on their mid game rather than actually having just a strong late game as well, maybe. But we'll see how it's gonna work out. At the moment, BBC, they should be pretty damn strong in 5-man. As we've seen, they've just won more or less every single fight, but Moscow 5 going for the rat, or, well, I guess trying to go for pickoffs, but there's the tombstone waiting for the Bridon. He's gonna take it like a man. Walrus punch and everything. Crystal Nova comes out. He's still alive. Soul Rip, Magic Wand, Crystal Maiden even pops the freezing field. 2 heroes down, make it free. Slander won't be able to escape, even if the haste rune electric vortex does catch him in the back end. They even used the Omni Slash there. Didn't get to use the Primal Split at all. Finger of Death was on cooldown, unfortunately, but not a single kill. And, well, BBC, I guess they're going to attempt the Roshan, even without minus armor. With everybody dead, well, close enough to everybody dead on Moscow 5. What's there to be afraid of? And going on an Undying, I understand it somewhat, otherwise he's going to be spamming a level 4 decay every so often. And get lots of strength stolen, tank up even more, so you in a sense do have to burst him down immediately. But at the moment, he popped the Crimson Guard, got the Magic Wand, got a Soul Rip as well. Just Voodoo Restoration maybe there from Witch Doctor, and I don't know, things just don't teamfight Moscow 5, just go for split push, I don't know. They were expecting probably the Undying not to have as much backup there, but BBC, they were so prepared for it. Also, well, at least Omnislash is level 2 now. It might have been even in the previous fight, but Aegis on Storm Spirit, it's scary. I mean, that kind of an item pickup is not to be taken lightly. Let's just put it like that. But Ritsu, he is gonna catch Mantis. Is he gonna go for the Orchid and try to go for the kill? Well, there's the Electric Vortex. There's the Silence as well. Necrobook is activated. Ritsu has to be careful, but he's gonna be fine. He gets the kill. Never mind. Is he gonna be fine? Well, he has the Aegis, so in that sense he will. But there's gonna be an insta Hex from PGG, I think. Earthspike, a little bit mistimed, but the Hex comes out anyway. They need more Finger of Death. That's actually a pretty decent trade. Storm Spirit was the highest net worth in the game, so getting the Aegis and the kill, just Necrobook value right there. Draining so much mana from the Storm Spirit. So well done by Moscow 5, getting that 1 kill in return. And if you look at the kill score, 21-7, net worth about a 7k lead for BBC, 10k in XP, but the net worth doesn't look like it's so much, just because, well, Crystal Maiden, what does she actually do with the Midas at the moment? Yes, it's going to allow her to get more levels, which I guess make her more tanky in the end. As well as you will get the gold eventually, but at the moment, the Hand of Midas doesn't really increase her battle prowess. That's 1900 on Undying now. Blink Thunderclap with the double damage, but he pops his ultimate. Bridon's still alive, got the Tombstone off as well, but he's gonna be munched, or is he? Soul Rip, Walrus Punch is used this time around. The backup was not enough, but the Absol finally arrived. Witch Doctor up in the air. Will he pop the Death Ward? Nope, he's waiting for the Storm Spirit. Finally comes in. Another Snowball was there on 4 heroes. Levy will go down before the Freezing Field this time around. No big ultimates at all from BBC. Finally, the Death Ward is there. Might not even get screen or roll. I guess with the Maledict and Ritsu jumping in, they will get it. So it does end as a 2-for-2, but Moscow 5 this time around, they do get the Undying down at least, and they only lose 2 supports. So this is probably like the best fight that they've had. And you can see killing the Undying just... it gave them so much XP. But my god. Moscow 5, they still have some ways to go. But I think they're rather fine with things, or how things are going rather. But mid lane, Blink Thunderclap. Oh, nice dodge of the Thunderclap. With the Sleight of Fist, and well, immediate Remnant out after that. But only a 5k net worth lead at the moment, 8k XP. If you look at the towers though, we do have a 2 tower lead for Moscow 5. So them still being quite a ways away behind in net worth. Not too great, just because, well, Brewmaster might not be able to do too much once it gets to the later stages of the game. Just because he's not going to have the income necessary for doing anything at all, almost. Setexi, though, will have a meta style finish once he gets the ultimate orb. So that's going to help out a little bit with split pushing, which is maybe getting out of Frostbite. Or, of course, getting rid of the Orchid, probably the most important part for him. But now Bridon has picked up a plate mail. I guess it's going to be a Shiva's card. More AoE damage, slow down the attack speed, tank up against the physical damage that Moscow 5 mostly consists of. Of course, Moscow 5 They have all of their ultimates once again apart from the Juggernaut as well, which gonna be there in 6 seconds. So they might be able to blow up Bridon once again with Finger of Death with everything spent. TPs are coming in. Glyph is used already slandered. He's gonna go in. Blink Thunderclap Bridon. He gets hexed. Is he gonna get stranded here? Ice shards are there as well. He's tanky, but Finger of Death is used. Omni Slash as well. Nobody's there to help tank him up. Snowball. Finally they get the kill. BBC. They just gave no assistance. Had they gone for a proper fight, I think things could have gone so different, but in the meantime, I guess that's why there wasn't a proper fight, because Mantis, he was split pushing, Storm Spirit was trying to defend, but the Necrobooks, they might even kill Yapsor. Or will the Yapsor is just fast enough with the drums face boots. Archer will be killed, I think. Oh no, it's gonna time out before the last right click. Oh, Witch Doctor. Would have been such easy golden XP, but Mantis, space created. Of course, without Mantis being there, Undying died a lot slower than he maybe need have. Storm Spirit does have the Bloodstone now as well. But the others are falling behind now. At one point in the game it was Mantis being number 1, but after that came 4 BBC heroes. Now though, doesn't resemble that at all almost. Tier 3 didn't take too much damage I guess, but still any kind of damage on a tier 3 is going to be good for you. Mantis though has himself a Mithril Hammer. What more will he go for? And for BBC, I guess they need to pick off Lycan before they do much of anything. Otherwise, they could, yes, just try to force 5-mans. As Ritsu finds himself slandered, the Soul Burn will be enough to get the kill. So that's the first Bloodstone charge gained for him. But with the Undying as your core, you would want to fight as often, as much as possible. But you need really all of your heroes there, as we just saw. Especially the Storm Spirit just zipping in and creating havoc, making it so that Undying will not get just fully focused down. Top lane, TP is coming in, once again just... Well, Bridon tries to kill off the Necrobooks, Crystal Nova is there as well. Bridon takes the pure damage, completely out of mana. But the Wolves by themselves aren't too much of a threat. Of course, thanks to the Flesh Golem getting healed with every unit that dies. But bottom lane screen, he gets jumped now, gets the Electric Vortex off on him as well. Make it a 10th Bloodstone charge, well, together on the Bloodstone, but second one to be gained. TP's back home as well, so it's gonna be perfect fine. Already up to another 2k gold, so Ritsu still farming pretty damn good on the Storm Spirit. No clue if they're, or what they're gonna properly do with it though. As Mantis on the Lycan, does he have BKB done? Yes, BKB is finished. So Lycan, he can actually just maybe even go for like a tier 3 BKB and run out or BKB TP out, because BBC they don't have anything to stop it through BKB. I don't think they're gonna have anything anytime soon. I guess like a Monkey King bar maybe on Ember Spirit, or they don't really have like Basher heroes or Monkey King bar heroes. But Undying has himself a Blade Bell, but now picked up an Ogre Club instead. Maybe wants that magic immunity for himself as well. But this farm just isn't all that great. I mean, Crystal Maiden will surpass them soon enough thanks to the Hand of Midas, who has a 4-step. BKB will be her choice as well next, just to make sure BKB Freezing Field. Although you probably will get off the full duration with it. I highly doubt Juggernaut wants to Omni Slash the Crystal Maiden down like that. But what else are we gonna see happen here? Moscow 5, they're just sitting in their own jungle waiting for something to happen. Mata style now done on Juggernaut, so doesn't have to be afraid of the Orchid anymore, at least not as afraid as he maybe was before. 3.6k though on the Ember Spirit. So Battle Fury if he wants to. Mata style can be finished as well. I still think Battle Fury probably might be the better choice. Just some nice damage output, getting the cleave, speeding up your farm as well. Especially up against the mass units that the Lycan brings. Sleight of Fist just with the cleave is going to be excellent. Ice Shards come out, though. Glyph is forced out as well. But BBC, do they keep on going? Are they going to get pincered? I mean, shouldn't you fight when you have a superior fight? Because late game, it's going to be somewhat hard to call. I guess with Moscow 5 only having the Juggernaut and Lycan farm normally, it might be decent. And they might also have scouted out Mantis' double damage. So into a double damage Lycan you don't want to fight. That's just how easy it is, I guess. Maybe waiting for the next item. Ritsu gonna get the Hex soon. After Crystal Metis BKB, might go for a Hex as well. So hexes definitely give you an advantage in any stage of the game, I think. I mean, there is a hex, no blink hex though, just because Lion hasn't gotten nearly enough gold. He's only been a part of 4 kills, yet has 9 deaths. That is not a pretty sight at all. Looking at the graph though, 26 minutes in, things have slowed down considerably. But there is still about a 8k net worth lead, 10k XP lead for BBC. So they're ahead, but can they keep the pace going? And I'm afraid Yapsor might be in a hell of a lot of trouble. Never mind, backs off just in time. Of course, without the blink being there for Lion, it's maybe not as easy for you to even get in range without Ember Spirit being able to remnant out before. Roshan though, not gonna respawn for another, let's say, minute and a half. A little bit less. I guess like minute and 10-20 seconds. Well, minute and 10 for now, yes, so maybe the next Roshan will be the big fight that we kind of are looking for. One thing though that Witch Doctor can do, for example, if somehow you could eat those trees, or somebody on BBC could demolish those trees, Witch Doctor, if he would be waiting here, then place the death ward like here on the cliff, and just fight around this area. All might be perfect. Then again, if you get four-stepped onto this cliff, it's even better for the positioning. You can just be on the high ground yourself, put the death ward on the ground, and just have it do crazy damage. Of course, there's no Aghanim Scepter yet for Yeazer Dota, but he's gonna have it sometime in this game at least, I think. I don't think it's gonna be one of those games where you just keep on dying and you just don't get any kind of gold at all. But Battle Fury is done, 28 minutes in. Maybe not the most optimized. Whoa! What was that jump? Ritsu, oh, never mind. Oh, I thought he had maybe a regen room, but not the case. Still, Arcane Aura, Bloodstone, Orchid as well. 34 points of mana regen per second. Not too shabby. They see Roshan coming up. Is he really gonna keep on waiting on the high ground like that? I mean, I guess he might. In the meantime, Crystal Maiden has picked up a Ghost Scepter. Against Lycan, against Juggernaut, definitely not a bad choice. Just have to make sure that you don't get fingered to death at this, while it's activated. But with the way like the last 2-3 fights have been going with Moscow 5 trying to completely focus Padrinho, it might not, or the Finger of Death might not be used for Crystal Maiden, or at least most likely will not be used. But there is smoke into Roche Pit. Wolves scout out Padrinho. They see the wolf for a little while, but he gets out of sentry range. Ritsu, he's of course always there. Tombstone, oh, onto the hill. They want to go in, but there's the jump onto Padrinho. But Ritsu comes in return. Earthspike is there. The Hex onto Ritsu as well. He's gonna lose his life. No ages. He has the blast on, but is he gonna buy back? Probably doesn't want to. It is a 2-for-1 though. So far, Padrinho still alive, but for how long, Mantis? He's going deep with the BKB. Nothing can hurt him. Soul Ring grip keeps Padrinho alive, but look at all those zombies. Just everybody's blocked in, nobody can do anything properly. So they got the Storm Spirit down, but even so, they lose 2. Still, it's only 2 of their supports. They get some Blast Zone charges away from the Storm, but I guess he healed a little bit as well with his death there. And now they're going to go for Roshan, knowing that every single ultimate of Moscow 5 is down. But I cannot believe the amount of zombies that were there. They just couldn't even move, they were just blocked in completely. But it was an excellent positioning of that Tombstone, just onto the hill. Moscow 5, I mean, who's gonna kill it there? Lion? I guess, like, Brewmaster could blink there and try to right click it down, but that would take so long. Zetexido will come back in with Slander. They do not have the Primal Split, but I guess Roshan isn't going that fast, but oh, long jump PG! Well, no Hex, no death on Storm Spirit. There's gonna be the electric Walrus Punch, buy some time at Ritsu. He's gonna be persistent, he's gonna keep on going. Snowball, buy some time as Yapsor gets healed by the Soul Rip. And Levy, is he gonna go down? Ghost Sceptered up. Zetexi is gonna Blade Fury. No, the Force Staff! Bear Force, Crystal Nova as well. Never mind, last right click brought him down anyway. But a long jump. Ritsu gets the silence. No TP out. Electric Vortex, Searing Chains as well. 5 heroes down. Good luck. Have fun. What? I don't know why Storm Spirit said that. That's maybe like, maybe not as mannered as you could be, but is that gonna be a... That's gonna be a Lincoln Sphere for Ritsu, so as long as he doesn't get hexed, he's fine. Maybe could have just gone for BKB, but he wants more mana pool, more mana regen. Gets a little bit greedy maybe that way. And then again, BKB does not save you from immediate insta-hex, whereas that Lincoln Sphere getting popped might be just the time you need to be able to ball lightning a little bit farther, or like get the Orchid on Lion in return or something like that. Oh yeah, guys, if you're thinking about the schedule and everything, initially there used to, or should have been, Balkan Bears versus Black as the first game and Moscow 5 International versus Balkan Bears as the second. But they changed it so that the first and the second games will both be Balkan Bears versus Moscow 5 International. So they changed it a little bit late, but Yapsor in some trouble. Well, he tried to preemptively Earthspike and might even be able to escape. Man, that Hex lasts for so long. What is it, 3.5? Is it 4? It's 4. Yes, 4. Woo! Woohoo! But it's ridiculous. I'm just Hex, TP out. Ember Spirit couldn't do anything at all. Had he used the Remnant to actually jump in, but then again, I guess then he would have got the nerve spiked. So it was mind games by both sides, but just Hex TP too strong. But 12 Blaststone charges. Up on the Storm Spirit now, even though he was up to 10 and lost some of them before. Lincoln Spear down as well. Padrino has a Talisman of Evasion, so I guess this Ogre Club won't be a BKB, but will be a... Well, PG gets jumped. Soulburn, will it be enough? I don't think so. Never mind, yes it will. And never mind me. So Ritsu, 13 Blaststone charges. Gets a double damage rune as well. Oh wow. So if he got the Hex next, he would have some pretty damn crazy health regeneration. Levi though, has an Ogre Club of his own, well, has had it for quite some time, just purchases a gem now. Yapsor up to 3.2k gold after his Battle Fury being finished. Net worth 16,000 in the favor of BBC. XP 17k. Moscow 5, well, it's going to get harder and harder for them to do anything. I mean, they can't even split push that well just because Storm Spirit is pretty good against split pushing in general. Just because he's one of the heroes that can actually keep up with Lycan. Lycan's speed, that is. So, how do Moscow 5 come back now? If only Juggernaut had a little bit more farm, if it would actually be scary with his damage output. I guess getting the Aghanim Scepter finished definitely will help just because you can go for fights a little bit more often. 70-second cooldown on the Omni Slash, 3 extra jumps as well. But Padrino, how far is he? Well, still needs some gold to finish up that Heaven's Halberd. Then again, Sand Recipe is there, so only 300, so not that much. Lycan's PKB down to only 9 seconds, so Heaven's Halberd might not get that much value out. AC will be the next choice for the Lycan as well. They are items that will definitely help, but there's also an Aghanim Scepter on the Witch Doctor, so this Death Ward might be massive if given the time to just properly channel it, and Moscow 5 not having too much lockdown. I think this Death Ward is probably going to do quite a lot this game. As well, tier 2, I don't think Moscow 5 will defend this Balkan Bears. They're just getting farther and farther ahead. I mean, Lycan is farmed, but Lycan also has limitations, and Ritsu has a regen rune now. So he can just pretty much do whatever his heart desires. Tier 2, it's going down so slow, I do have to say. But there's a second Battle Fury down on Yapsor now. More damage, more cleave, guys. And like I said before, against the units that Lycan has, cleave will definitely be a good thing. Especially if you can, like, one Sleight of Fist kill off the Necrobooks, so you won't even take the pure damage from it, yet still get the gold. As Padrino, if he just gets the courier to go back home, he will have his Heaven's Halberd done. Ritsu though, trying to scout things out at the moment, hasn't even used the regen rune now. Who's it? Well, he has the Aegis as well for another, well, a minute. So they have about a minute to try to go for the decisive fight. Looking at the buybacks, we don't have too many of them. Only the Brewmaster as well as the Tusk. So, well, I'd say no heroes of importance. But there's the jump in, the silence onto PGG, they're gonna get the kill. Ritsu, even if he gets jumped the snowball, well, they get the stun, but can they get the follow-up? Walrus punch is there, but the Linkens helped him a little bit, and now screen will go down, therefore, more or less kill 2. Never mind, oh, the Primal Split came out in time. Now, can they get some counter kills? They need to get something going. Paralysis Cast will bounce between a couple of heroes still. Padrino up in the air. Down he comes, and Yapsor's Light Up Fist. Look at the cleave going. Another snowball is formed though. Walrus punch as well once again. Yapsor, he might even lose his life. Nope, never mind. Gets a Remnant out. And suddenly Setexi, he's the one to die instead. Padrino, just full HP. Flesh Golem, of course, amplifying the damage taken. And that is GG called 39 to 13. Exactly tripling the kill score of Moscow 5. BBC make this lineup work. They make this core Undying work. Moscow 5, they just could not go pushing. They tried to brute force Undying down a couple of times, but losing, like, I think 3 fights in a row with you getting like maximum of 1 kill and losing 3 to 5 heroes. That mid-game decision to just brute force try to go just punch Undying in the face completely ended up backfiring big time. And of course Storm Spirit, Ember Spirit, really well done by them, just keeping them in the game. Nice Orchid usage by the Storm Spirit, especially in the last fight, just focusing the Lion, the only threat to him. And look at PGG, 1, 13 and 4, just not the greatest games. But guys, this was the best, or the first best of one between the two teams. We're gonna have a second best of one between the same teams coming out. Moscow 5 International versus Balkan Bears. I don't think they're gonna wait too long. So as I say that, we're gonna head into the next lobby. Hopefully you enjoyed the cast, guys. If you did, be sure to follow HeflaTV for more. Also, be sure to support the Bridon League, the Bridon Open Cup. Definitely a nice, just first edition of it. But having said that, guys, just a few songs as we wait for game number 2 to begin.